Good morning from Lake Norman. This is Mac with Fishing with Mac. I've had a lot of requests from people on YouTube and the United States Catfish Association to show people how I set my rigs up, especially using the side planer boards. Today we will be fishing or drifting in water 35 feet. So I want to have my first cast for the planer boards about 45 feet, which is an easy cast. As you can see, I'm using a fish head from a sunfish for 2 of them. And here's the way I do it. Easy little cast, pull back. Now we're going to attach the boards to them. First thing is attach the rear section. This holds on to the board after the fish hits and breaks it loose from the snap. Sometimes the snap will stay closed and you have to take it off when it gets close to the boat. For my farthest board out, I use an 8-foot 2-piece. I'll give a nice little toss out to the side. You have it in a free line spool. We'll let it go back about 75 feet. Come over to the other side. We're going to repeat this whole process. Have another fish head. As you can see, I got some calm water and some ripple out there. It's overcast. This is Sunday. Nobody on the water yet. Attach the board. Then put your clip on. These clips have a spring right in there, inside the clip. And you can push it back to make the tension light or leave it forward for a heavy pull release. I use the heavy for catfish. I use the light for stripers. Got this in free spool. We're going to let it go back. Come over to the other side. I'm going to lock it down. The reason for using the 8-foot pole, you want to keep your fishing line from dragging the water on the surface. See how the board is coming on around, pulling out? Moving right along, I'm going to have 2 straight out the back. These are regular drift rigs. Fishing lines, 30-pound test. Have a double swivel here. Shock leader, 30 inches long when I start before I make my knots. Using chicken on these. Up above 5 to 6 inches above the hook. This is a 5/0 hook. Have a 2.5-inch cigar float. My trolling speed is more when I'm setting up than when I actually start drifting. I set up at 0.8, 0.9 miles per hour, and I drift at 0.5 or less. We'll let these go back. Now I can lock this one in. Got a little further out than normal, so I'm going to just crank it in a little bit, like that. Put another one straight out the back. The one straight out the back will be 100 to 125 feet straight out the back of the boat. Now we're ready to go ahead and get our other boards in. I'm just using 4 boards today. You can use 6, 8, depending on how much water area you got and how much boat traffic you got in the area. The idea behind using the planer boards is to give you a good spread. Your typical spread with everything without boards, the best you can do is 20-22 feet. If you're using side planer boards, and these are made by WaterBuzz, BUGZ, you can contact them at www.waterbuzz.com or call them at 704-902-7245. You'll fill your order, get it to you promptly. Okay, here goes the second one on this side of the planer boards. Let's lock our back units down. All baits are 3 to 6 inches off the bottom, and this snaky or sleazy weight is pulling the bait down. Pulling the line down, and your bait will be back like this. But as you know, with any kind of fishing, you got a hook in the water, you can hang up. So don't feel bad about it when you hang up. Now I'm going to lock this board down. You don't want them real close to each other because you want to cover a spread here. As you can see from the far board to this board over here, it's probably about 60 feet versus 20-some feet the old way of doing it. When a fish hits one of these boards, you need to let it pull it from that position there all the way straight behind the back. And if you're using a circle hook, the speed of the boat and the fish running is going to hook it. So you don't need to do any jerking. Just when you pick your rod up with circles, just raise it up easy. Keep in mind, monofilament line stretches 24 to 28%. And in a way, it helps with your hookup because the fish is not really feeling a lot of pressure like they would with some braided type lines and others. Now here's our last unit to receive the side planer board. Cast there about 40 feet, add a little more. Y'all can thank David Curtis in Oklahoma for me doing this. He's been on my case for a month or so to do a video of my side planer boards and the way I set stuff up. Notice those polite fishermen come right across the back of me. Didn't even pay attention to what I was doing. But when you fish on public lakes, you got to put up with that stuff. That's it, folks. Everything's set up. You can see the spread I've got here. If we catch any fish, I'll come back with another video. Y'all have a good one.